This is a short video to discuss some of the tools that are present in the RISC OS build environment. There are a lot of tools in the environments that you can use. Some you may never touch, but there's some that you might find useful whilst working in the environment. All the tools that are exported start with the name RISC OS. Some start with RISC OS 64 if they are specific to building for 64-bit RISC OS. We've already discussed the AMU tool and seen the C compiler, the linker and cmunge being used. There are also versions of libfile and makealf supplied if you need to work with libraries. The 64-bit variants of the commands are largely the same and try to have the same command line syntax as the Norcraft compiler so that builds can function seamlessly. I've demonstrated the RISC OS dump tool, which allows us to see the contents of files like star_dump. There's also RISC OS dump I, which can be used to disassemble files. This is like the RISC OS, the star memory I command on RISC OS. With this, you can use it to disassemble AF files, which we can see here, AF32/example. Pack that through less, and we'll see here. Here we can see the AF header has been decoded and instructions are annotated with additional information about the values. We can see where the main function starts. If we just scroll down a little, we can see that it tries to call some functions and it passes in some strings. This is clearly printf, and this is the string that's being printed, and then we exit. Similarly, we can also disassemble a 64-bit executable and see the ARC64 code. So if we try the same thing again, but for the 64-bit version, we can see the same sort of output. Here we can see the compatibility AF header that tries to make it safe to run on a 32-bit system. And then at 8100, we've got the AF header for 64-bit. And this is ARC64 code, again disassembled with values for bits that are useful. The tool is aware of many. We can see the AF function, so the main function, if we scroll down a little bit. So here we are down at A220. We can see the main function here, and we can see that it's called some puts instead of calling printf. Here we've got the strings that were being reported. Same sort of code there. We can also use the tool to filter out specific functions. So if we use this function to list just the main function, match main, it will only list the main function there. So we can see the same function we saw earlier on, but just listing that file. The RISC OS less tool, if we have a look at in the output again, here we go, the RISC OS less tool. This is intended to help displaying RISC OS specific files and use more colouring and decoding where necessary. It's aware of many of the different file formats and will attempt to give a useful page version of the files. For example, we can list the AOF file. So if we do RISC OS less the O32 main file here, we can see what that contains. It colours the file and it provides us with information about the actual content. So this is the actual area C$$ code that's in that file. There's the main function, and here's the actual entries and the symbols that were being called. We can scroll down, we can see the relocation table and the symbol table. Again, all with little bits of colouring so we can see them a little bit more clearly. Hopefully this makes it easier to see what's going on in those files. It's also got support for basic files bit which will be detokenized, archives which will show file listings, draw files which will be decoded into text, and a number of other things. I've also used the RISC OS PRM tool in the past. This allows you to look up interfaces in the RISC OS PRMs. Any SWIs will be shown on the terminal in a simplified form, and other content will be launched into your browser. If the reason code is known, then we can actually get specific information on that particular reason code. So if we look up Sprite op10, we can see that that is load sprite file, and we get the parameters for it. For creating documentation, there is also the RISC OS PRM, RISC OS PRM in XML tool, as well as other tools for extracting and creating strong help manuals. We go back to the list again, we can see here that there are tools for managing archives. We've got NSpark, which handles ArcFS and Sparchives. We've got the Squash tool here, RISC OS Squash, which will extract things from squash files. There is the RISC OS TBAFS, which I can't find. There it is, RISC OS TBAFS, which will extract files from TBAFS archives. And there's RISC OS Zip and Unzip, which will also handle zip files. All the tools are able to support the .xxx format for file types and will embed RISC OS file types if they are created with them. Basic files can be tokenized and detokenized with the basic detokenize and basic tokenize tools. Draw files can be decoded with the decdrawf here, and mcdrawf will go and create draw files from textual descriptions. And we can convert sprites into GIFs with InterGIF. There are also tools available for strong help, which you'll find here for strong copy and sh extract. All the RISC OS 64 tools are very similar, as has been mentioned, to the originals, but the RISC OS 64 Objasm is slightly different in that it actually takes Objasm syntax and calls the Objasm to guest tool to go and convert that to the GNU assembler format. This means that you can write assembly files in Objasm style with macros and conditionals, just as you would on RISC OS. That makes it a little bit easier. As you may have also seen, the RISC OS help tool gives you lots of additional information on both the tools, on particular things like the strong help, how the make files work, building and linking, how to start out, how to work with 64-bit, how the Objasm system works, variables, basically all of the things you might need to know about the system. Use that and investigate what is going on. Thank you for watching. I hope it was useful.